So you really want to go to therapy, but you think you can't afford it. I've got a resource that might help. I'm Kelly Kirk, licensed marriage and family therapist. I make videos about mental health stuff people want to know about. Today I'm going to take a look at a website called Open Path Collective. It's a network of therapists that offer reduced rate fees for private practice therapy. Similar type of website to other things like Psychology Today or Therapy Den, where you can search for a therapist, but this is specialized in that it is for reduced rate or for folks that aren't able to maybe pay for therapy at the high rate that therapy often is. So let me go ahead and show you that website. So here we are at Open Path Collective, which I found at openpathcollective.org, where you can just put into the search bar Open Path Collective. And it brings me here to this page where, again, in the middle of the page is this bar where I can put in my zip code. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my zip code, which I already did, and I'm going to hit go. And so this is going to bring me to a page of therapists, and I'm going to be able to do a little bit more fine tuning. So I'm going to want to choose my state. And for the sake of this video, I'm going to go ahead and pull up my own profile just so we can take a look at it. So I'm only putting myself under the microscope. So I would be able to kind of look through different folks' profiles, which then has their kind of information about what they provide and their little bio, their availability. And then the open path cost is going to be $30 to $60 for individual counseling or therapy and $30 to $80 for couples or family. And that's set for every provider within the Open Path Collective. So let's say I want to maybe join. You find a therapist that you do want. You would go through, I just wanted to kind of show you some of this information. Part of this is that you do have to pay a one-time fee of $59, and that is a lifetime membership to the Open Path Collective network. So one-time fee of $59. And you might wonder, where is that money going, or what is that doing? The one-time fee is that Open Path Collective is a nonprofit, and they are in partnership with other different providers. And this is just a service, a platform that they're providing to be able to offer therapy to folks that's at a cost that may be more accommodating to their lives to be able to do some of this great work that y'all want to do. So usually therapy can be, $150, $200 an hour. And so $30 to $60 is something that's just a little bit more affordable. So they've created this network, this platform. And so that's where kind of the one-time fee would be going to. So I'm going to back us out of here. And this would be if you want to sign up for Open Path Collective to then book with one of their clinicians. Let me go back out and talk a little bit more about search. And I've mentioned this in other videos, but we do want to start to filter things. You want to consider in the radius around your address things like, are you interested in being seen in person once that becomes an option? Or are you comfortable with telehealth or virtual therapy for an ongoing period of time? So a number of therapists might not be in your area, but you may want to do work with them over some type of telehealth platform. So just thinking about those as options. You also are able to search through race and ethnicity, different specialties. One thing I often, encourage people to look for is if you have trauma or substance stuff, if you have something really specific about your family. Sometimes medical conditions are things that you maybe really want to be particular. Having a problem clicking out of here. So you can do all of these things and hit submit. Again, it's going to auto-populate all of these profiles, and you want to just start sifting through, making a list of some sort of all the folks that you feel like could be a good fit. Now, you do want to think about casting a wide range. These are folks that have a private practice that have a couple of spots available for Open Path Collective. So it might not be their full practice. So I know for myself, I accept 2 patients at a time who are coming through the Open Path Collective sort of network. So you do want to think about casting that net again as wide as possible for as many therapists you think could possibly be a fit. And then once you have that list of providers, you're going to want to then just start emailing people. And I like the email method because, as I said before, it's just really nice to be able to just copy and paste and copy and paste and copy and paste. And that's just the beauty of email. So you've made your list of providers, you've gone through this. I'm going to go ahead and back out and talk a little bit more about the how do you kind of correspond and connect. So once you've kind of, as I've said, made your list of the providers that you think could be a good fit and you're going to start emailing them, I like to say there's really only 2 pieces of information you need to share up front. And that's going to be your contact information of how they're going to get back to you and also your availability, and be as specific as possible. I do know that there are some options around the clinicians show what their availability is, but I just think it's super helpful if there's just that clarity in the beginning. That way, if the therapist doesn't have any availability that works with you, you aren't getting too far down that rabbit hole of getting connected only to find out that it's not going to work. So once you find your therapist, you're to go ahead and make sure you have the membership through the Open Path Network, and off you go. I do like to remind people to give a therapist at least 3 sessions before you make a firm decision whether it's not a good fit for you. 3 sessions really kind of is that good college try. It is helpful to remember that that beginning period of therapy is often uncomfortable. Don't want it to be hurtful or cause, unwanted distress, but it is normal to feel uncomfortable and vulnerable, and it just kind of feels weird. So weird and uncomfortable, kind of just tolerating through that. But if something feels really wrong, just kind of waiting it out through 3 sessions, you can always let that therapist know this isn't a good fit, or I've chose to go a different direction. And then if you do decide to go back through your search, you just kind of go back through the beginning of how you found that therapist through the Open Path Network or through any other websites out there for therapists that may offer sliding scale or reduced fees. This is just one option that I really have enjoyed referring people to for low-cost therapy that's very inclusive and very approachable. So this was Open Path Network. I'm Kelly Kirk. Thanks so much for watching my videos. If you have any comments or if you have some videos that you'd like to see made, definitely drop that information in the comments, and please subscribe to my channel. Thanks so much. See you next time.